is James Williams Jr. This is Kung Fu Habit number 2. First off, our hearts go out to those who lost their lives in Texas. As if Texas didn't have enough problems, now they have one more lunatic. I want to talk to y'all people about gun control. I want to talk to y'all people. Do y'all really know your histories about why weapons gotta upgrade? The raping of America, if you would, is basically based on why weapons gotta upgrade. If you know me, then you know that my maternal and paternal, my mother's mother and my father's mother are both of Cherokee descent. Alright? So, let's get that out the way first. I'm going to specifically work on my father's mother's mother. Because she once told me, when I was but a boy, the ripe old age between 5 and 6, had our people been smart and drilled holes in the boats like the women of most tribes suggested, America would be a different place. A complete and utter different place. But think about weaponry in the art of war if you've read the Sansoon book. Those who have superior weapons generally come out on top. That's been a fact throughout history. No matter where you're from. If you come in with more firepower, or more weaponry and more soldiers, your chances of losing are phenomenally small. Now, there have been cases where the troopers who had the least amount of weaponry have won fights because they had bigger brains and knew how to set bigger traps. In the case of cases like Sparta, cases like Troy. Here in America, we weren't so lucky with most of our tribes because of one man. No, I'm not going to Smith and Wesson. I'm not going to Winchester. I'm not going to none of those rifles. Right, who's to say that they probably still would have existed? You see, history accounts that gunpowder came from China. Kind of makes you wonder how China lost to Japan. History recounts that Marco Polo went to China and stole gunpowder from the Chinese. Now, before that time, I don't know what they used to make rifles, but I know apparently gunpowder was a little bit more effective. And I could be off by a small point, but prior to that, Native Americans fought with bows and arrows and spears. Africans fought with bows and arrows and spears. The Europeans came up with muskets and musket balls. And the fact that Marco Polo took gunpowder enhanced it. Alright? So I'm not going to say that white people never fought with knives and spears. But guerrilla warfare was more or less invented by natives and blacks. Now, for those who don't know, this is about gun control and the history of weaponry. When this country was discovered, it destroyed a nation of people who were already here. Remember that before you remember anything else, as we have entered Thanksgiving holiday and a now officially Native American History Month. Now, if you haven't seen the commercial about the little Native girls gathered around the table and they flipped the table, and you should probably check that out. Thanksgiving used to be my favorite holiday because I was partially Native American. Up until I seen that commercial, Thanksgiving is no longer my favorite holiday. But I'm going to talk to you about gun control and superior weaponry. And the reason why I'm making this video is really quite simple. Some maniac who was one of us, and by one of us I don't mean civilians, I mean a motherfucker that was in the military. So I have to chime in on it. He broke the most sacred oaths of anyone who's ever donned these dog tags and took the oath of service. He became the one thing that we fight against. He became a domestic terrorist. Alright? But one thing that is the last part of that oath of service: I will protect this nation against foreign and domestic terrorism. And he became the one thing that we didn't want to have to do. To become what we have sworn to fight against. I'm highly offended at this Air Force sergeant, lieutenant, decommissioned officer, whatever the hell he was, but I'm highly offended and pissed off. And as you know, some of us veterans have a little bit more clout with places like the NRA or places where you can buy weapons with little to no effort. Now, the Brady Bill is still legit, as far as I know. The problem is how many people actually enforce the 7-day waiting period. And it's 7 days for you to cool off, 7 days for you to get a grip, 7 days for you to think about your next move, 7 days to sit back and breathe. 7 days to take a knee. 7 days to think about what you're going to do instead of going into the house of God and laying waste to everyone there, even a pregnant woman and her child. This soldier, it's a disgrace to the uniform. And a lot of you are probably thinking, well, James, you don't have the right to talk. You didn't get to serve the way you wanted to serve. But as crazy as that is, I haven't gone around taking out my anger about not being able to serve the way I wanted to serve innocent people in the house of God. I didn't do that. But somebody thought it would be okay to do that. And we should not let this man go unpunished. But more importantly, we need to open up the doors about gun control now more than ever. I don't own a gun. I own a recurved bow and arrow. Because I no longer am allowed to do kung fu, I had to find a hobby to take out my stress. And for all the soldiers that died at home for trying to take care of other soldiers with PTSD and stuff, you know, no one knows how that shit's going to affect someone. No one. Not even the doctors. This is just plausible treatment. But one thing is for sure. If we can't get a hold of weapons, then we don't have to worry about people losing their lives. I've always said this to my nieces and my nephews, and I'm saying this to you now. Guns are for cops and cowards and military men at a time of need. Otherwise, weapons, if you're not hunting to eat food, then you're not needing them. Put in your weapons for at least 1 day. Just 1 day. All you people with open carry, all you people who have a rifle or M4 or whatever the hell you have, put it up for 1 day. You can clean it and then put it up. Don't touch it for a whole 24 hours. See how you feel about yourself with that. I'm James Williams Jr. This is Kung Fu Epic number 2. I got off track, so I'm getting off. Be seeing you.